Hi, my name is Rain, and in this video I'm going to explain exactly why I have chosen to use doTERRA's certified pure therapeutic grade essential oils for myself, for my family, and in my home. There are three reasons why I love doTERRA: purity, efficacy, and ethics. So starting with purity. The reason why essential oils work so beautifully on the body is because we are receiving the chemical compounds from the plant as it is in nature. And you can almost think of those chemical compounds as the plant's immune system. It is what protects it from the world around it and what allows it to thrive. So we want to get those very specific plant chemical compounds in our essential oil. So when we buy an essential oil on the shelf and we see that it says it is organically grown, that is great. It's definitely something that we want. But organically grown on its own is not enough. There also needs to be really great care taken with the distillation process so that those very specific chemical compounds found in the plant are intact in your essential oil. So this brings us to the question of efficacy. The reason that doTERRA's oils are so efficacious, and you know that you're always getting exactly the same thing in every single bottle of doTERRA, is because there is no other essential oil company in the world that is as rigorous with its testing, its quality control, and its third-party testing as doTERRA. So every single batch of essential oil that they distill is tested many times to make sure that it is completely pure and that the chemical compounds in the essential oil are the same as they appear in nature, so that when you use it on or in your body, you are getting the benefits that you are hoping to get from this oil. On the bottom of every bottle of doTERRA essential oil is a code. And if you put this code into the website where they publish their testing, you will be able to see the tests of this specific batch of essential oil. And that means there is complete transparency for you, the consumer, to know what you are actually using in your home. So when we are using doTERRA essential oils, we can rest assured that not only has the plant been grown organically, but also the distillation process has been really carefully controlled. And then the oil has been tested afterwards. Nothing has been added to the oil or taken away. When it comes to ethics, doTERRA doesn't own any of its own farms. They use what they call co-impact sourcing to get their essential oils. They produce over 170 different types of essential oils, and these are sourced from over 45 different countries. Now, what I love about this method is that doTERRA actually supports local people in the area where they're sourcing the oil to learn how to grow this plant in the way that is best for them, the people that are doing it, as well as for the environment. doTERRA has multiple projects where they are working on regenerating the land. If you'd love to hear more about this, ask me about the Hawaiian sandalwood. And they actually pay their growers to keep their land fallow or grow different crops, not only the crop that produces the essential oil, so that they are preserving the land and the environment. This is really important to me because unfortunately the essential oil industry is a huge one, and there is a lot of very questionable ethics when it comes to how they are growing and sourcing them. Okay, let's get into how and why essential oils work. So essential oils can support us on the mental and emotional level and on the physical level. I think most people know that smell can have a really profound effect on our emotions, so maybe that's no surprise, but you might be surprised to hear how impactful they can be on the physical level. Now we know that when we smell something, it can relax us or it can make us feel joyful. It might bring up a certain memory that has an emotional impact on us. So most of us know, this makes sense, that if we smell something, it can affect our emotions. But it actually goes much deeper than that on a chemical level, because the aromatic compounds of an essential oil travel up your nose to your olfactory bulb, and from there it affects your amygdala and your limbic brain. The amygdala is responsible for emotion. So this is why essential oils are such a beautiful support when it comes to our emotional and our mental health. So the beautiful aromatic compounds that are found in nature are so supportive for our brain, for our hormonal system and for our emotions. And the opposite is true as well. And that's why it is so important to talk about this. When we look at artificial fragrances, those chemical compounds also travel up our nose to our olfactory bulb and have an impact on us internally. So artificial fragrances are known to be endocrine disruptors. That means it affects your hormonal system. And this is why when you're looking at choosing which essential oils to use, it is of utmost importance that you know 100% beyond a shadow of a doubt that no artificial fragrance has been added into that oil, and that the chemical compounds from nature are exactly as they appear in nature. They have not been denatured through the distillation process. Now let's take it one step further. We've established that the essential oils can support us emotionally, and they can support us physically as well. First of all, when you support your emotions and you bring your body back into the parasympathetic nervous system, or rest and digest, you are already experiencing physical benefits because you will have better sleep, better digestion, and all the functions of the body will improve by supporting your mental and emotional health. But it goes even one step further than that, because essential oils can support us on a cellular level. And the reason for that is because essential oils are made of carbon-based lipids, and our body is carbon-based as well. So when the essential oil enters our body, whether topically or internally, the cells of our body recognize the essential oil and allow the essential oil to pass through the oily membrane of the cell. Now, this oily membrane of the cell is what protects the cell, and most other substances cannot pass through that membrane, but essential oils can, and that's why they can get into the cell and actually give us that cellular support on the physical level. Now, what I find really fascinating about essential oils, I learned this recently at a conference with a psychologist, is that different essential oils impact different parts of our brain. And in the same way, different essential oils impact different parts of our body and different functions of the body. And that's why it's so wonderful to have this collection of many different essential oils and blends that we can reach for when we have specific needs. In our dōTERRA community, we are really passionate about supporting our customers in going on their own journey to wellness. And we have observed that there are many different oils that can support people in many different areas. If we look on the mental and emotional side, things like PTSD, autism, ADHD, anxiety, prolonged periods of sadness, all of these can be supported by the oils. And then if we look on the physical side, we're looking at basically like any issue that a normal human body can have. So things like the sniffles, colds and flus, tummy issues, skin issues, aches and pains in the body, sleep issues, all of these can be supported by the oils. Now, I know that if you are comparing dōTERRA's essential oils with an essential oil off the shelf at your local pharmacy, the one thing that you might really notice is the difference in price. And yes, your dōTERRA oils are an investment, but in the long run, they are much more cost effective. And that's for a couple of different reasons. Number one is the efficacy that I spoke of. If you buy an essential oil that is not efficacious, you are wasting your money. You may as well have just thrown that money in the dustbin because the oil is not going to do what you want it to do. Number two, when you start incorporating oils into your lifestyle every day, it means that when issues come up, there's something in your home already that you can reach for to support you with that, rather than having to run to the pharmacy or discount to get something or having to go to the doctor over and over again. You can start to see how you can support yourself and your family at home, and therefore you will be saving money in the long run. Ultimately, the most expensive essential oil is the one that doesn't work or the one that causes harm. Remember, going back to how artificial fragrance disrupts our hormonal system, it's really important that when you are spending money on an essential oil, you know that it's A, going to do the job that you want it to do, and B, it's not going to cause any further harm to your body. Lastly, I'll touch on how you can buy your dōTERRA essential oils. So you may already have noticed that you can't buy them off the shelf at your local pharmacy, but you can buy them through a wellness advocate, so somebody like me or one of my team members. The reason dōTERRA has chosen to set up their business like this is because to make the most of your essential oils, you need support. So when you buy your essential oils through me, you become part of our community, and we give you ongoing support and education so that you can learn how to make the most of these beautiful gifts from nature.